Hello friends, I'm KK Singh, GG Leader Agra, a Google certified trainer and innovator. I'm here with a new video, but the topic is the same which I discussed in the last video, that is NotebookLM. In the NotebookLM, I discussed about the feature of the NotebookLM and I told you about the the application is fully loaded with artificial intelligence features. So if you provide the resource to NotebookLM, and if you want to create the worksheet, and if you want to create the MCQs on the basis of the resource you provided to NotebookLM. There was another feature which I have not discussed, that was the podcast. The podcast is a feature of NotebookLM that will be created automatically with the help of AI on the resource you share. So this time I am going to share the resource, which is a, a YouTube link, and with that YouTube link I'll try to create the podcast. So let's see how to create the podcast on NotebookLM. For that, we move to our NotebookLM. So this is the site, I mean the browser window, and in my Omnibox I'm writing notebooklm.google.com. But first thing everyone should remember that you should log into Chrome with your ID, then write this link in the Omnibox. So as soon as you run this application, a welcome window appears. In this welcome window, there is a button create new, and this is asking for the source. And this time I'm going to provide the YouTube link to my NotebookLM like this. And this is about the text file in Python, and it automatically creates a summary of the video I shared. See here, summary, this video tutorial for students preparing for CBSE exams. And here in right side, there is the option deep dive conversation. And when I click on generate button, it will start creating the podcast. So what is a podcast basically? A podcast can be an audio podcast or the video podcast. An audio podcast is like a radio show. You can listen it to any time, and it is a series of spoken episodes that cover the stories, topics, and interviews. So you can stream or download them on your smartphone, on your computer, or any other device to listen this later when you get time. And this time I'm going to create a podcast on the YouTube which I have shared or which I have inserted in this NotebookLM. And here I'm going to click this generate button, and meanwhile I'm going to give a proper name to this notebook. So this is text file in Python. Since it is busy creating the podcast, another prompt I'm going to give create a worksheet on the video I have inserted here. Full stop and click here, and it has started creating the worksheet. So here, this is a worksheet, and very few seconds it has created the worksheet. And if you want more, like if you want to create the MCQs, you can create MCQs within fraction of seconds. Create 10 MCQs on the video I have inserted, and as soon as I click on enter, it starts creating the MCQs. Let me see whether it is still creating the podcast. So we are going to view the chat. So here the worksheet followed by MCQs. So here there are MCQs. So if you like, then copy it here, copy from here and share with the students or the teachers. And if you like this creation, you can give the feedback by clicking on thumbs up. And then, and if you want to save it, save to note, then click it, save to note. So here, new saved note, it is saved. Now still I am waiting for podcast it is creating. In addition, it can give the briefing doc about the video I have shared or inserted. So it is generating the briefing note. So here, this is the briefing note. File handling basics, reading a text file. This is all about the text files in Python for grade 12th. Like this. Maximize. The entire note. Briefing note. And let's see what happens to the podcast, and it is taking time, and there are many questions it has created. The NotebookLM has created that how does reading a text file in Python work. So if you want to get the answer of this, you can click it and it gives the answer. And similarly, what are the different ways to read lines from a text file? So if you click this, it gives the answer on this. So I'm waiting for the podcast. It is creating. So it is taking much time than normal, but it will create. And that will be more interesting feature of this NotebookLM. So it has created NotebookLM podcast. And when I click this, it will start playing. For that, I am wearing my headphone like this and click this.
Welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're going behind the scenes of something you use every single day.
Oh, yeah?
Text files.
Okay.
Yep, those things that hold like everything from your to-do lists to the code that runs your favorite apps.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to help us unpack this, we have a YouTube tutorial.
Okay.
It's actually aimed at computer science students.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's in Hindi, but
Okay.
but we've got you covered with the translations and the most important takeaways.
Awesome.
Now, this video dives into how to use Python code to actually manipulate text files.
Okay.
Kind of like give you superpowers to control them.
Like a text file superhero.
I like it.
And it starts with the basics.
Yeah.
You know what exactly ISA, ISC, a text file.
Right.
I mean, think of it like this.
Okay.
It's a sequence of characters.
Okay.
Everything from letters and numbers to punctuation,
Uh-huh.
all stored in a way computers can understand.
Yeah, they're not just random gibberish to the computer. Okay, so it's not just random gibberish to a computer.
Yeah.
It actually makes sense to it.
It makes sense.
The video goes on to show how you can use Python to actually read
Oh, wait.
and extract specific information from these files,
Interesting.
which brings us to the concept of file modes.
Okay.
It might sound technical, but think about it.
Okay.
You use file modes all the time.
Wait, really? I do.
You do.
I'm not a programmer or anything.
You absolutely do.
Okay.
Imagine opening a PDF to read.
Right.
That's read mode.
Read mode. Okay.
But if you want